Hey, what's going on, fellas? Just gonna post this quick few videos just to show you one, how to dimension, and two, how to snip and paste it into your Google Doc before you submit it. And then we're gonna sort of get into some of the advanced detailing that's required to dimension this one. When I say advanced detailing, nothing really special, just how to make this happen right here, the spacing, and avoid having line stacks. Okay, so for the first one, I guess understanding what dimensions are there, the size. So first and foremost, when we do a print preview, we want to make sure the line styles and the line weights are different. So at this point, you should remember how to use your layers. This is the layer manager. The two layers you have in, well, you actually have three, but the two you're going to use are the zero layer and the dim layer. Now, right now, if you all look at your layer, you probably have default. And we want to change that zero layer first and foremost on each drawing. We want to set that up. We want that line type and that line weight to be 0.07. Now the dimension layer, we want that to be a thinner line weight. It looks a lot better when you print. If you choose to change the color of the dimensioning, that's fine, but just remember you're working with a white background, so anything really light like yellow, you won't see. So I'm going to keep mine red. Okay, now you're just going to go through and you're going to check where dimensions are. So in certain instances, you're going to have what's called a line stack, and we're going to show you how to get rid of that line stack. A lot of times we don't want to have dimension lines stacked over object lines. Object lines are always the ones that take precedence. So the first two easy ones I'm going to do are the outside dimensions, just to check to make sure it's right. So changing my layer, I'm going to turn on the dimension layer, and all of us should have this toolbar right at the top, and these two are linear dimensions. So I'll go through. I'm going to use the E-snap setting, and my snap is 0.5. Our dimensions always need to be, and I'm going to turn on my snap tool, a ½ inch away from the object. And so I'll go through here, linear dimension, endpoint to endpoint, and drop it down a ½ inch. So you're going to notice that it is at the hundredths place after the decimal, and here it's not, but here it is. So we can change that or we can leave it. I'm fine with it. Then I'm going to go through and start dimensioning the inside detail. So we basically want to follow what the drawing is telling you. So I'll work with this area. It shows the diameter of the circle. It shows where the center point is in comparison to these locations right here. And then it shows the width and height of the squares, the pattern, etc. Okay, so the first thing I'll do, I'll work with the diameter. So up here, you've got radius or diameter, and you simply click on a circle, and you can drag it up. Now, right now, it's hard to kind of navigate a little bit, so I can turn off the snap setting here and drag this up at an arrow. Okay, then I'm going to use my linear pattern to dimension the location of the center point compared to the square. So I'm going to go from here. Now this is really important that you don't stack this. So I'm not going to go from this point. I'm going to go from this endpoint to the center of the circle, and I'll drag that up and off. You'll notice that there's a gap here. If I did this wrong, this is what it would look like. If I went from this point to this point, and I drag that out, this right here is a line stack. That's a no-no. So I'm going to delete this and try it again. From the center point to the end point and out. Okay, that takes care of that. So I'm going to do my total height and width of the pattern. And you can choose different locations if you want to break these up a little bit. So there's my width, the pattern. And here is my height of the pattern. You just want to make sure you take these away from the object line so they have that 16th gap. Okay, so the last two things I need to mention, or four things I would say, is the location of the border and the size and height of the actual square. So I can break those up. Linear dimension, here's the height, and here's the width. Okay, so going for the border, there's really no way you can avoid having a line stack. So we're going to show you how to get rid of that line stack. I'm going to show this right here to this point right here. And again, this is that line stack I'm referring to, but we do have to show that dimension. Okay, so a few things to notice. One, you've got a dimension that's outside of the dimension lines. So what you could do is click on this. You can move this right into place, like so, by clicking on it. Now, how do I get rid of the line stack? Well, what I'm going to do is take the two dimensions that are where the line stack is occurring, this one here, and this one here. Now, over and off to the right side, there's a little drop-down arrow. When I click on it, right up here, you're going to see a little cannonball, which stands for explode. Don't worry, nothing fun happens here other than it breaks apart the dimension. So what I could do here is double click on it and I can change the dimension that's in there. If I want it to be just 0.5, I could get rid of the 0. More importantly, I can highlight this line right here and delete it, and now I don't have a line stack. I can go to here because I exploded that as well. Delete that. All right, so I'm going to check around and make sure I don't have any other line stacks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dimensions, and there are 11 dimensions here. The one thing I'm going to edit before I break this out and screenshot it, I'm going to drag this up into place. Just like that. Okay. That's it for dimensioning detailing the first W1. We're going to show you how to do a screenshot and print preview and put that into your document on the next video.